wipe out the entire human race. If we believe there's even a 1% chance that he is our enemy, we have to take it as an absolute certainty.
Why? For fuck Jiminy Christmas, why? I want to state for the record, I really wanted to like this movie. I also like to state for the record, I liked Superman Man of Steel. I liked the gritty 1990s version of Superman from the comic where they killed him off and brought him back. I think it goes without saying, spoilers are coming, and after I get done saying 5 positive things I can say about the movie, a plethora of vile and bile is forthcoming. Number 1, Clark Kent feels like a dopey Clark Kent. I can go deeper, but that is going to be saved for the negative part of the video, ironically enough. Number 2, just as I suspected, Ben Affleck could act the part of a billionaire Bruce Wayne. Do I buy that the guy on the screen is a gauche, trust fund kid with too much money on his hands? Totally! Again, I can go deeper, more later. Number 3, Alfred, about as good as reimagining of the character as I've ever seen. He says a couple of foreboding things to try and convince Bruce Wayne to change his life. The slippery slope of morality, it all makes sense, and is easily ignored as it always is. In fact, I don't think I've ever heard any Alfred tell Batman to do anything that Batman then listened to. I may be wrong, I'll see in the comments if I am. Number 4, the Batcave. I'm an avid comic book nerd, or at least I used to be, and the tech and the layout, if I were Batman, would be a Batcave I would like to live in. Number 5, Doomsday. He goes from pretty badass to super badass. Doomsday is a mindless, berserk killing machine. He's supposed to be. The reimagining that he's some kind of mixed match of Krypton technology and work at Lex Luthor's hands feels, gasp, fun. It's a comic book movie and I'm prepared to make some allowances to have a good time. From a positive standpoint, these are the only reasons to see the movie I can think of. Beyond that, watching Batman vs. Superman is a nice way to remind yourself not to take for granted just how good we have it these days for comic book movies. Now let's really begin. A while ago, a certain critic whose name I choose not to remember, points for you in the comments if you can get it, said, "We can only retell Batman so many times before the fans stop giving a shit." I cannot speak for everyone, but when Bruce Wayne's parents died, I didn't care this time. I don't even think it's because I'm old or jaded. In the Gotham sitcom, when they were killed off in front of Bruce and spent the time to show the impact on a young boy in that TV series, shaping and molding him, you know what? Taking the time, I cared. Bruce Wayne is the aging, growing jaded version of Batman, getting more and more cruel and straight up fucking killing people in this movie. I'm actually not a purist. I'm well aware of the exceptions to this rule, and Batman never kills. If they wanted to turn Batman into a Punisher light, you kinda would have to establish empathy for the character between him and the audience. Bruce Wayne goes from a sad little boy to branding motherfuckers almost immediately. Here's my biggest hang up about Batman. It's not even his ethics, or even quite frankly him. I, like many people, like Batman for his villains. Batman is the antagonist for the bulk of this movie. His switch over to protagonist is rushed, so the range of emotions I have from the character go from anger and frustration to absolutely nothing. Superman himself is brooding, wangsty, and not much else. I never really noticed this as much till it had it pointed out to me, but I never cared much about Lois Lane, but she exists to humanize Clark Kent, to give him something to care about. In this movie, she's merely a plot device. Just merely. Clark himself is alright, but has nothing to bounce off of. And then there's the mastermind that is Lex Luthor. We know this because the movie tells us so. Lex Luthor is a paranoid schizophrenic who hates Superman because of God and daddy issues. I don't hate the actor. Honestly, I think he came off closer to Edward Nygma at times. But he just didn't feel right in the role of super billionaire mastermind Lex Luthor. He has a couple of fun moments at times where he spits out things that sound intelligent, like talking to Zod's corpse flying too close to the sun, giving out disconnected speeches, but with such uninteresting heroes, someone had to carry the movie. Sadly, he does not. Lex Luthor does not bounce well off of Batman in the one talk that they have, nor does he the one time where he's a raving lunatic talking to Superman. A series of things just sort of happen without being properly set up, and this isn't a 2.5-hour movie. Oh, I forgot Wonder Woman was in this. She looks cool and does cool things. Oddly enough, the way the movie sort of dumps her in there works better than any time it tries to bum rush through establishing a character, like it did with Bruce Wayne. That really says something when Batman vs. Superman did better when it wasn't trying. I want to be clear, better is still a long way from good. Remembering this movie hurts. Writing about this movie hurts. I love movies and comic books, and I don't know if I should laugh or cry for Warner Brothers after this. I guess I'm mostly just sorry. I actually passed up watching Deadpool to see this. Why? All for no good reason.